Mr. Elmer's Music Club.
Alright, grab your guitar. All 5 of these tips are bookmarked. You will love this. This is like a perfect practice routine. This is gonna like connect everything for you, okay? So we're gonna use a few progressions for musical examples. Tip number 1, here it is. This is tip number 1 because rhythm is king for now and forever. If you have no rhythm, you have nothing. I don't care how many chords you know, how many skills. If you can't connect things rhythmically and think like a drummer and play in the pocket, you are cooked. But we're gonna get you there. So here's what you do. Grab your guitar. Put your fingers over the strings. This is a percussion instrument. Okay, you're striking the strings rhythmically. You are not gonna sound out one note. We're stripping away pitch, only focusing on our groove. Now, metronomes, beautiful. Drummers, playing with drummers, amazing. Playing by yourself and keeping the groove and not falling apart, incredible, all right? So here's what you do. Grab your guitar and just put accents in different spots. You're not gonna worry about, I'm doing down, up, down, sideways, behind my back. Just get a groove going. Dynamics. Okay? Now, when you get that feeling and move your body, you don't want this. You don't want tension in your body, okay? It's like stretching out your body. Before you play one note every day, I don't care if it's for 10 seconds, before you do anything, just trust me, grab it. And then when you get that, when you can feel you're in the pocket, move your foot, get in the groove. You have to internalize that here, okay? Then playing with the metronome and a drummer is gonna be even better, okay? And then you can move your hand around before we go to tip 2. These are all gonna build off of each other, okay? Now if you get some of those harmonics to sound out, that's a beautiful thing. It's all good. It's still a muted string, so. Okay, you could do off beats. Then you can throw in those little hitches. Or just bounces. Okay, you got it. Muted strings, you are a drummer. Warm up like that every day. Let's go to tip number 2. All right, like tip number 2 says, think in sound, all right? So most players think in shapes. They think in like chord shapes, and they get stuck in these shapes forever. You're gonna think in sound. Here's what I mean. You're going to move these shapes around, but you're gonna think from tip number 1, rhythm, okay? Flow. One chord can create multiple musical outcomes. For example, what if I flow between, let's just do one chord, G, I'll do G bar chord, and then I'll do the G open chord, okay? So what if I take that rhythmic flow and I mix in muted strings with playing the chord? So instead of just straight strumming, when I break that up rhythmically and start thinking in terms of sound and not just shapes and chords, okay? The chords happen by default. Go like this. Okay, now I just moved, I cheated. I moved up to E minor and C. Now, one thing that's built into this is there's only one mistake in music, okay? Because I get a bazillion questions on this, is stopping. Stopping your rhythmic engine. That's the only thing anyone can tell. If I hit a bum note and I keep the rhythm going, nobody's gonna, you turn it into, that's your musicality, okay? So just keep that train going. Like, if you're going like this, okay, let's say somebody, hypothetical, let's say somebody messes up when they go from the C bar to the E minor, okay? The chords are irrelevant here. This is the thinking, this is the building the confidence. Here's what somebody might do, and then you'll know. Look at the difference. This is the bad way, okay, watch. This is the good way. I'm still gonna mess up, but when I mess up, watch what I do. I go back to my good old, here we go. Now it looks like I just put a bar of muted strings in there, or a half bar, whatever, it doesn't matter. You've got to work on that. That has to be ingrained in your DNA. Okay, let's go to tip number 3. Okay, use triads. Use triads. I will say it a quadrillion times. I don't think that's a word, quadrillion. What's like a really high number? Drop it in the comments. Triads are king of like chords. They're the spine, they're the blood, they're the glue. So we're gonna do a couple of different triad progressions. And are we gonna always use tip 1? Yes, rhythm, that's just an unspoken, even though I'm gonna speak it. Okay, watch, I'm gonna do this thing called voice leading. I did a video on this. This is a C, okay? This is an E minor, and this is a G. Now, if you notice, my hand's not playing the triad up and down the neck horizontally. I'm staying in a small, focused area. That's voice leading. I'm gonna connect tones in each of the chords. More on that later, but let's just get through this. So what, C to E minor, this is E minor to G, okay? One more time. Now, to kind of tie the first two together, we arpeggiated it there. Do that. That's not easy because you're playing on the G, D, high, E. So this driving rhythmic engine here has to tighten up, and that's a whole nother thing. Rhythm is embedded in everything we do. What if I just did downstrokes? Muted strings, again. Different feel. What if I wanted to do offbeats? Okay, you always have to think like a songwriter. Maybe you do that, you don't use it today, but you put it in your little catalog, you write a song 2 weeks later, you're like, you know what, I remember when I did, and it works out to be the perfect part, okay? One more triad progression. What if I did, now this one I'm gonna move, okay? I'm going to move horizontally. Always tip one, again, rhythm is king. You gotta have rhythm. I'm gonna move through, I'm gonna do C to G to A minor. Now one quick thing to point out on this one is I'm staying on the same string set, okay? So if you notice I'm on the DGB open strings, think of that as like your little file system for keeping things neatly tucked away in that beautiful brain ears. So I'm not gonna change to a different string set. So I'm on the DGB strings, I'm gonna play C, E, G, look. And then when I shift to the G, I'm gonna slide down. And then when I go to A minor, I'm gonna stay on the same string, so I'm gonna shift up, but I gotta flat that third. Okay, so watch this. A minor again, again, C, G, A minor, okay? There's this like really cool thing that happens, I don't know if you heard that, when you rhythmically flow like the jellyfish, you do this cool little slide into the G, listen. Oh, see. Yeah, hear that? Okay? So triads, use triads. Connect it to everything in tip 1 and tip 2. Let's go into number 4. This is the biggest pain point for most players, connecting chords to melody. Here's what happens to players when they start, let's say you know a G major pentatonic. Let's say you want to use the open chords. You do G, you're going to do E minor to C. And you're going like G, E minor, and you're like, I'm going to play a little lick out of G major pentatonic, then this happens. Try to go back to the chord. Is this you right now? Be honest, drop in the comments. No, you want this. You want to flow like this. Back to that, tip 1. There's so many things you can do with it, because then kind of the little cherry on top for that before we move on to the last one is, and I just stayed in one little position, I didn't do a bunch of chords. Build your systems deeper, simpler, okay? I didn't add in an E minor pentatonic, but you could do little things where you're doing tip number 1 and you're hitting one note at a time. Now this is a little higher level, this is like kind of that funk groove, watch. So that was just kind of using scale fragments rhythmically with muted strings. That's what guitar, that's all music is. It's just a combination of different rhythms, accents. It's your flow, your vibe, your musicality. That's what makes different music in the world, okay? So that's it. Practice connecting chords to melody. I have a video on here. I'll try and link it in the description. It has that very thing, and I literally show an open G chord, and I say, just see if you can get this G and B that's already in the open chord and connect that one. Go to the open chord. Okay, that's it. This is where you gotta start. Okay, let's go to tip number 5. Okay, like it says, practice movement. Now, I already started doing some movement, okay? So the reason I want you to practice this movement like this, and I got a really cool thing to show you. This is a little harder, is because you want to keep building out your rhythmic flow, okay? It's a little easier to keep a rhythmic flow in one like location on the guitar neighborhood, this part of the neighborhood on the guitar neck. But if you start moving it like this more, it gets a little trickier. So what if like remember that triad I showed you? C to G to A minor, okay? Now I've made videos, what if we connected those to the open chords rhythmically, meaning C open chord, then I gotta go all the way up here to the C triad, and then I go G open chord. Now this one's a little closer, G triad's right there, and then A minor to the A minor triad. And I'll bookend it with this. I'm gonna like bookend it with tip 1 again, because tip 1's embedded in everything, rhythm, right? So I have to do this rhythmically. So if you want, you could even take the easiest part, do the G to the G triad, G to the G triad, okay? If you want to go for the gusto and go C to C triad way up here, go for it. Watch, C to C triad, C to C triad, G to G triad, G to G triad, A minor to A minor triad, A minor to A minor triad. Pick drop. All right, I think this video is gonna get too long. So, just a full system connection here, okay? Tip 1, rhythm, control, forever, always, embedded in everything you do. Without that, you have nothing. Tip 2, sound. Be intentional with your sound. Commit, okay? That's gonna build your confidence. You play the guitar, it does not play you. Maybe it plays you now, but we're gonna get you out of that. Tip 3, triads, precision, blood, spine, glue, everything. They connect everything. They're like my holy grail of guitar, triads. Aside from rhythm, that's already spoken. You have to play triads with rhythm, right? Number 4, melody, musicality, connecting melody, whatever you want to call it, solos, riffs, I don't care. We don't want to get lost in semantics. We could argue that. A solo is a riff, is a whatever. You have to connect that to chords with what? Rhythm, okay? Tip 1. Number 5, movement. There's your freedom. You're not going to get locked in just that one pentatonic box. In Music 101, they all teach us, okay? Don't forget your fingers, okay? Drop the pick for a while. Look at that cool stuff. Okay? Or, okay? We could go on for days. I could make this a 6-hour marathon. And there's a lot more tips, but these are 5 amazing practical tips. When you combine all 5 of these, you stop practicing the guitar and now you're making music. Done, okay? If this was a cheap guitar, I could smash it for a big grand finale here, but I love you. This is, by the way, I'm gonna do a video. This is a Red Label, Yamaha Red Label, one of the best acoustics in the entire world, and I've played like everything for the money too. I should do a video, because usually you guys that know about this guitar know. All right, drop jellyfish or your favorite sea creature in the comments. Definitely where are you watching from? What do you need work on? What kind of videos do you want? You want to join the membership? Love you guys. You're amazing. Hit the buttons. See you in the next video. Peace.